Avast ahoy and g'day once again to ye mateys. I be Josh the Pirate, and I be back for a little bit more homebrewing. This time I am going to be looking at the Wild Magic Surge table, as in for barbarians, the Wild Magic Barbarian Surge table, which has a disappointingly small number of options in the original Tasha's release. Only 8. I intend to bump this to 20. Admittedly, because the thing is, this will probably happen as often, if not more so, than your average sorcerer gets Wild Magic Surges. Wild Magic Sorcerers get Wild Magic Surges. It's because the Wild Magic Sorcerers one only happens, once a long rest. Whereas a Barbarian will probably, it'll happen, the Wild Magic Surge happens every time a Wild Magic Barbarian rages. They can do that twice a long rest. Whereas I believe the Sorcerer one is only a single time per thing. I'll check that, because I could be talking out of my ass, but I'm reasonably sure. Wild Magic Sorcerer, Wild Magic Surge. Starting when you choose this origin at the first level, your spellcasting can unleash surges of untamed magic once per turn. The DM can have you roll a d20 to immediately after you cast a sorcerer spell of first level or higher. If you roll a 1, roll on the Wild Magic Surge table to create a magical effect. If that effect is a spell, it is too wild to be affected by your meta magic, and if it normally requires concentration, it doesn't require concentration in this case. The spell lasts for the full duration. Tides of Chaos. You can manipulate the forces of chance and chaos to gain advantage on one attack roll, ability check, or saving throw. Once you do so, you must finish a long rest before you can use this feature again. Anytime before you regain the use of this feature, the DM can have you roll on the Wild Magic Surge table immediately after you cast a sorcerer spell of first level or higher. You then regain the use of the feature. So, it could happen a lot more than the Barbarian one. So I might have been talking out of my ass a little bit. But I've run a game for a Wild Magic Sorcerer, and I loved the Wild Magic table. I thought it was a really neat idea, and really fun thing to play with. So I was trying to get as much in as I could, and it still just wasn't popping up very much. So I built a better one. But the thing is, this one, Trish has rolled on it 3 times already, had 3 different results, and that means she's had 3 of the 8 potential outcomes. And they're all pretty good, don't get me wrong. So as I've said, I put up here a d20 instead of a d8. So let's get an idea of the balance first of all. Each creature of your choice that you can see within 30 feet of you must succeed on a con saving throw or take 1d12 necrotic damage. You also gain temporary hit points equal to 1d12 plus your barbarian level. Hey, Tony Carlstrom, tired wave to you right back, my friend. Good to see you, mate. How are you other than tired? Has it just been a long day, or has there been extraneous factors? Yes, Tony, I am looking at the Wild Magic Surge table for barbarians now. Both long day and you are just, it has been a wearisome one. I feel for you, buddy. Mine's been sitting down in front of the computer all day, but for all that, you feel bad about that being tiring, but it is. My brain is already fuzzy, because I spent 4 hours editing today, which is, that's a lot of focus right there. I can hear the voices in my head again. This isn't good. Let's have some samba music. This is yeah, there we go. Yeah. It's got some lady vocals in the background. In a minute. Played Rollmaster Classic last night. Was great, but ended at 4 a.m. Oh, Jesus. I do not know of Rollmaster. Tell us more. In fact, let's just get a little bit of Google, shall we? A bit of Google. Rollmaster. Rollmaster fantasy role-playing game. Skill-based system in which a few absolute restrictions on skill selection are employed. All character abilities... Tabletop role-playing game by Iron Crown Enterprises, published in 1980. Claw lore, spell lore, character lore, campaign lore, and arms lore. But did you have fun? It's probably the rules crunchiest TTRPG ever made. Wow, okay. So, the opposite of what I tend to favor. Yes, you did. Good. I am glad to hear it. Interesting. Oh, we'll have to have a chat about it. Also, we never actually did wind up having that chat about this game that you're going to be running for that con. Hit me up after the stream, and we'll organize a better time. I am a lot weirder this week, time-wise, but I'll see what I can do. So, one of them is... The first one is deal a decent chunk of damage. The average there would be 7 necrotic damage to anybody you want within 30 feet, unless... if they succeed... If they fail a con save. Which is pretty big. You also gain temporary hit points equal to... basically, probably average another 7. That's pretty dope. Particularly for a barbarian who can, like... And I use Trish as the yardstick, which is unfair, because actually Trish is significantly more dangerous than most barbarians. There's a no rush on the con thingy, and I got 1 for... There's no rush on the con thingy, and I got a 1 for bed at the moment. For in bed at the moment. Oh, dear. Alright. So that's already pretty big. And, like, Trish is obviously a bad example of a barbarian because you add rogue to barbarian, and the durability just radically scales. It's quite upsetting. Like, she's got not a great AC. I can hit her all I like, but she can soak damage like a mofo. So, and this will only make her tougher. Second one, you teleport up to 30 feet to an occupied space you can see. Until your rage ends, you can use this effect again on each of your turns as a bonus action. You get Misty Step while you're raging. To wherever the heck you want, as well, a very precise Misty Step. That is sick. An intangible spirit, which looks like a flump for a pixie, appears within 5 feet of one creature of your choice that you can see within 30 feet, which could be you. At the end of the current turn, the spirit explodes, and each creature within 5 feet of it must succeed a dex save or take 1d6 force damage. Until your rage ends, you can use this effect again, summoning another spirit on each of your turns as a bonus action. This is insane! Okay. So, you're talking a 2nd level spell effect every turn for both of those. Probably, well, for number 2, it's a 2nd level spell. That's Misty Step right there. For a bonus action. Which is, it's Misty Step. Because I recently got a much better understanding of like how they balance things for the game. And sort of there's ballpark areas of damage for spell levels. A direct damage spell, you're looking at for a 1st level probably about 1d10 average, if it has no other effects. If it's an ongoing effect, that cranks down all 1d6 but repeats, or it has like for example, Acid Splash. You know, at level 1, it's 1d6, but it's acidic. And I think the person has to, like, brush it off. So, the first effect, every creature within 30 feet, or every enemy within 30 feet of you that you basically want to, saves for 1d12 necrotic. That is a 2nd level damage. That is 2nd level damage output. To compare with ongoing damage, something like Moonbeam, 2d8 per round is the intended damage output. I would equate 1d12 against all enemies within 30 feet of the barbarian who has just entered rage. So probably most of the really dangerous ones are within the barbarian's rage, because that's when they go into rage. Yeah, and then adding 1d12 to your barbarian level. This is effectively a second level spell, I would say. Like, that's aid plus in terms of adding to your hit points. Third one, an intangible spirit that looks like the flump. Dex saves for... This one's a little less damage, but it works every time. And it doesn't require concentration. 1d6 force damage. The spirit explodes. As a bonus action, you can use this effect again. So, it just, while you're raging, and it's really hard to stop a barbarian raging, you basically have to stay a long way away from them and not hurt them. Every turn, they get to do d6 damage to a cluster of people within 30 feet of themselves. Well, for a d6 saving throw. And no damage on the pass. But, you know. That's nutty. I think, generally speaking, the target here is around a second level spell slot worth of damage. Number 4, magic infuses one weapon of your choice that you are holding. Until your rage ends, the weapon's damage type changes to force, and it gains the light and thrown properties, with the normal range being 20 feet and the long range being 60 feet. If the weapon leaves your hand, the weapon reappears in your hand at the end of the current turn. I don't even know what to equate that to, but it's cool. That's cool as heck. So we can really go ham on neat ideas, like really quite impressive abilities that this thing gives you. Hey, Terrace! Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for the resub, you bloody champion. Good on you, mate. How have you been, Mr. Terrace, sir? Good to see you. If anyone is interested, I recently, as in like 20 minutes ago, put the next Yusuf video up on the of the tubes, exclamation mark YouTube in chat. Check that out at your leisure. It concerns druids and monks, so it's pretty cool. I'm very happy with it. It's also, yeah, I managed to cut the time on it down a little bit, which I think works better. So, number 5. Whenever a creature hits you with an attack roll before your rage ends, that creature takes 1d6 force damage as magic lashes out in retribution. Okay, so, and that's not a reaction. That just happens. And you're a barbarian. You're gonna get hit. Ooh, wow. Passion fruit melting moments. Erin is good wife.
I try.
Fuck yeah. Alright. Give this a go. Funnily enough, I have a Muid.
Who has a Muid?
Of course, Terrace.
Oh, of course, Terrace had a Muid. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, if anybody had a Muid, it would be Terrace. Yeah, we were umming and ahhing about, I know, right? That does look good, yes? You can't really, hang on. Look at that. Let's find out. Are melting moments an Aussie thing?
I have no idea. Not a clue.
Like it's an extremely soft sponge cookie with a heavy-duty passion fruit filling.
Very fun.
And they literally do melt in your mouth. Fairy, level 9 monk, 1 level druid. Oh, good combo. But he's going to be half and half. Terrace, you know that game that we're playing with Ardana? For her affiliate versary. I'm doing a druid monk cross 5 and 5 for that one. I think changeling and it's broken. When does the effect trigger? Whenever. So whenever a creature hits you with an attack roll before your rage ends. So everybody who hits you gets basically half a, or a little under half of a, Hellish Rebuke, which is a second level spell, but it can happen any number of times without expending any resources. Dash's going to be a Moon Druid. Yeah. Trying to remember what I built him to be. But look. Not that one. Trying to even remember the name. I was quite proud of it. It's a broken build, hey. Let me hang on. Pop him up on the screen. That's Finian. Collections, game rules. Oh, what are you doing? Wires? Okay, here we go. Characters. Stop it. Characters. No! Stop it. Characters. Goodness me. Jinsinsi. That's the one. Lawful good, but stupid. I rolled quite well for the stats as well. Jinsinsi is a changeling monk, 5 monk, 5 druid. With 20 wisdom and 16 dex, so an AC of 18. It's a really good build. So all attacks, I've got the Staff of the Woodlands. That was my uncommon magic item. Or is that? Yeah, I think that's uncommon. So a +9 to hit with all attacks from that. And because of the combination of martial arts and shillelagh, you can make an unarmed strike as a bonus action after attacking with it. And because I'm level 5 monk, it's extra attack, then with shillelagh. So 2 strikes with shillelagh and then an unarmed attack, unless you flurry of blows, in which 2 unarmed attacks. And I am Way of Mercy. So Hand of Healing or Hand of Harm. I went... kind of druid did I go? I feel like Circle of the Shepherd. Which is, like, not as aggressive, it's not Moon Druid aggressive, but the Spirit Totem is a really cool thing. And I really like Speech of the Woods as well. Don't forget you can use Key while Wild Shape. Yes, exactly. Yeah. I cover this in my multi-classing video. Key whilst Wild Shape is totally a thing. I checked. You don't get martial arts whilst Wild Shape because you're not attacking with a monk weapon. Nor are you making unarmed attacks. Bites and claws are considered armed attacks. They're weapon attacks. They're just not... they're natural weapons, but they are weapons. So, the ruling is you can't get that, but you can do Flurry of Blows, or, and I think this is actually a really good one, Patient Defense. Giving yourself, granting yourself, it's making your opponent have disadvantage on the attack. Because you're an animal with a fairly low AC, that seems like a good idea. Don't forget you can use Key while Wild Shape because it takes... Yeah. Exactly. The temp hit points and have advantage on strength checks? Yes. Eldritch Claw Tattoo usable? I don't know. Eldritch Claw Tattoo. It's still technically a magic attack. And it's also Primal Savagery doesn't pair with it either, because that's a melee spell attack, not a monk weapon. Well look. Eldritch Claw Tattoo. Eldritch Claw Tattoo. Oh, this thing. Yeah. Magic strikes. Your unarmed strikes are considered magical for the purposes of overcoming immunity to resistance of non-magical attacks. You gain +1 to attack. That's fine, because it's an unarmed strike. It just adds to your unarmed strikes. Eldritch Maul. As a bonus action, you can empower the tattoo for 1 minute. For the duration, each of your melee attacks with a weapon or unarmed strike can reach a target up to 15 feet away as inky tendrils. In addition, your melee attacks deal an extra 1d6 force damage on a hit. Yeah, I don't see why that should be a problem. Yeah, for a minute. Yeah. No, that would work. I would rule that would work. Absolutely. I am now tempted to make modifications to Shinsensi. Anyway. That's that. Gives you reach. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. Anyway, back to the Wild Magic Surge that we are looking at now. So this is for Wild Magic Barbarians, Terrace. And I'm just getting my head around... I'm wanting to make the list longer, essentially. And I'm getting my head around the sort of how dope each one of them are. So far, fucking dope. The first 5 are all brutal. Whenever a creature hits you with an attack roll before your rage ends, the creature takes 1d6 force damage as his magic lashes out in retribution. I'm actually beginning to think that this is better than the Bear Totem Barbarians, to be honest. Yes, not quite as durable, but way better damage output because of these rage benefits. Nom nom nom. I don't know if I prefer them to normal. I do like the vanilla. But they are nice. The passion fruit is very passion fruity. Alright. 6. Until your rage ends, you're surrounded by multicolored protective lights. You gain a 1d4, a 1 plus 1 bonus to AC, as does anybody standing within 10 feet of you. Excellent. Well, Terrace, what I'm planning on doing is making this a 20 option list. And the general consensus, or my consensus, my feeling so far is that each effect is worth about a 2nd level spell. So I'll have to yeet it at Steve. Yeah, very welcome to. And we'll put it obviously up in the Discord when we are finished. Flowers and vines temporarily grow out of the ground around you. Until your rage ends, the ground within 15 feet of you is difficult terrain for your enemies. Which is, not entangle. Hang on. What was said about Satan? We were halfway to breaking Satan out of hell so we could kill God in the campaign. All magic is wild. Oh, hell yeah. Excellent. And a bolt of light shoots from your chest. Another creature of your choice that you can see within 30 feet of you must succeed a con save or take 1d6 radiant damage and be blinded until the start of the next turn. Until your rage ends, you can use this effect again on each of your turns as a bonus action. Yeah, it's a 2nd level spell, at least. So. Now we need to come up with some other ideas. Other ragey barbarian ship that would constitute something equivalent to this. I want a polymorphy situation. I think that's the first place you go. I want, like, yeah, some sort of polymorphy situation. I also want a couple of negative effects. Things that, like, not negative, what's the word I'm looking for? Not necessarily positive effects. Like, things that could be useful while you're raging, but it's not in this instance. Like, I don't know, you grow gills. While enraged, you can swim underwater. You can breathe underwater with no issue, or you don't need to breathe at all. Okay, I like that idea. If you hit someone while enraged, they are so intimidated that they shrink one size. Every time you hit the creature, they get progressively smaller, but it's like whack-a-mole. Dunk, 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 dunk. So they get ding, 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 just slightly smaller every time. I really do like that idea. So whenever you hit a creature with an attack before this rage ends, I'm gonna say I should type this down. Whenever you hit a creature with an attack before your rage ends, their height decreases by 10%. Make treating a tree drenga so much easier. Maybe some sort of curse if an enemy fails a wisdom or charisma save. Yeah. A lot of these actually don't really give a save. Like, yes, I mean, some of them do. The stuff that's the stuff that you use to deliberately target them gives them a save, but the stuff that comes as retribution for them targeting you does not. So yeah, that would make sense. Curse if fails a wisdom or charisma save. I'm thinking something like Hunter's Mark or Hex for one of them, but that's only a first level spell. So cranking it up a little bit, adding 2d6, like better than Hunter's Mark. Select one creature within 60 feet, and you identify that as the target of your rage. All damage against it, or all strikes against this, add 2d6 to the damage. Hunter's Bullseye. Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah. Whenever you hit a creature with an attack before you... So we'll make a note for number 10. Number 10. Is there a reason why you're not letting me do both? Okay. Ah. Oh, I think I know why. Let's have... I need... Select... Insert... Rows below. Yay. 10. Hunter's Bullseye. Just to make a note of it, so I don't forget about it. Prey Drive. Actually, yeah, that's kind of it, yeah. But none of the others have names. My husband ordered me a 12-pack of assorted Krispy Kreme donuts, and my puppy is trying to devour them. Which puppy is this? I can't remember her name. Tita. Yeah, Tita. The one that I remember Tita because Like, Titter sticks in my memory, and I was like, I can hear it in my head, but I can't hear the word, I can just hear the tone, because while we were doing In Between, I was talking to, Ada was talking to the baby dragon, and said, good girl, so clever. And Titter heard me and started wagging her tail, like she thought I was talking to her. And then you were like, no, he's not talking to you, Titter. Because Titter is quite silly. Your rage ends, their height decreases by 10%. This stacks. All melee damage done by this creature is decreased by 1 every time they shrink. So it gets they get progressively smaller and progressively weaker. Like, you hit them, they shrink, they hit you, it doesn't hurt as much. You hit them again, they hit you back, it doesn't hurt even, it hurts even less. To the point where they're just a foot tall and then Hunter's Bullseye. How do they phrase it? Each creature of your choice that you can see within 30 feet must succeed. Yeah. One creature within... One creature of your choice within 60 feet must becomes the target of your rage. All your melee attacks against them deal an extra. We say 2d6. 2d6. You reckon 2d4, Tony? I'm making this equivalent to a second level spell, and the, like, for example, Moonbeam is designed to do 2d8's worth of damage every turn. However, they will be probably attacking twice. The 2d4 may well be a better option. Yeah, good point. An extra 2d4. If we want to pump it up a little bit, we could make it force damage. But they do have to hit with it. Pardon me. Chew! 1d4 plus barb level. Ooh. Yeah, that's... Or proficiency bonus. 1d6 plus proficiency bonus. Because they only need to be 3 levels in barb for this to work. I'm going to suggest proficiency bonus. Okay, let's do 1d6. 6 plus your proficiency bonus. Timing around a cat. One creature of your choice within 60 feet becomes the target of your rage. All your melee attacks against them deal an extra 1d6 plus your proficiency bonus damage until your rage ends. And that's a valid point. When your rage ends, they return to their original size. That one's pretty good. Right. That's 2. It's cranked it to a D10. I think both of those are pretty cool. Other things could we do? Whenever a creature attacks you with hits you with an attack roll before your rage ends, the creature takes 1d6 force damage as magic lashes out in retribution. How about flying? The trick is, part of the reason I want to make it a 1d20 is because with a 1d8 you can sort of rely on it. You can rely on something cool. You can rely on something really good. Should go for 12 options to keep with the Barb 12. Let's see if we can think of 20. Because if not, we'll go with 12. I'm pretty sure I can think of at least two more. Uldriel! Hey buddy, how are you? We are once again homebrewing. This time we are looking at the Wild Magic Barbarian table. We have added a couple of things to it. The Wild Magic Barbarian is heckin' cool. It's a really upsettingly powerful table. Each one we work out is roughly the equivalent of a second level spell. Like, it's a beast of a list. I'm gonna see if I can't make this fit better. Hey, can I change the borders? Page layout. No, doesn't look like I can. Never mind. Is there a theme? Not really. We're looking for variety more than anything else, I think. Because the first 8 are pretty varied. But I'm wanting to crank it to 20, really. I'm thinking at the high end, 12 or 20, something truly nasty and permanent occurs. Ooh. Just wild magic randomness, yeah. So no red threat in it. Got ya. The general vibe of it is about a second level spell worth of something wicked happening. Stunning strike? Ooh, yeah. Like each blow basically becomes infused with a stunning strike, or proper actual randomness. Whenever you hit somebody, roll a d4, and one of 4 potential outcomes happens. Is that too random? I don't know. I kind of like it, though. Bring it. Yeah, okay. Alright. Let's add another cell. So it rows below. Oh, okay. No, that's... Oh. Why are you being weird now? There we go. Insert rows below. There we go. Number 11. copy paste this because it's exactly the wording I want. Nope. Can't do that. So, nah. Whenever you hit a creature with an attack before your rage ends, roll a d4 and apply the correlating result. 1. What's Stunning Strike? Strict Strike 5e. Mug. Starting at 5th level, you can interfere with the flow of ki. Come on. Stunning Strike. Target must succeed a con saving throw or be stunned until the end of your next turn. Huh? Copy. Whoop. There we are. Like that. Target must succeed a con save. Let us just, if we just say CON, and we shrink that, fit all of it on one line. You know me, I like order. 2. Maybe weapon magic effect, stunning strike, warlock bloodthirst invocation, bless strike. Oh yeah. All of these are supposed to be boost the player, or could they have a negative effect as well? I think because all of the 8 were positive effects. Maybe 1 in the 20, rather than a permanent effect, because I don't want that to get broken. But maybe 1 in the 20 is bad. So like, yeah, because these are really, really cool potentially. Maybe Bane. Yeah. Ooh. I like that, Udril. So let's have, because Bane is, up to 3 creatures of your choice, yada 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 yada. Whenever, if charisma save, whenever the target fails the saving throw, makes an attack roll or saving throw before the spell ends, the target must roll a d4 and subtract the number. Yeah. The target must succeed a save, be affected, or a minus 1d4 to all attack rolls and saving throws until the rage ends. Again, this is not concentration, so it just works. When you enter the rage, your hands freeze into lumps of ice. You can't grip anything until your rage ends. That's cool. But you do get to I don't mind that. Anything you are holding already stays in your hands. Blind Rage. You're literally so angry you cannot see. Blind Rage, but you get blind sight to 10 feet. So you're still good in melee, but you simply cannot see anything beyond 10 feet away from you. But if something that you're fighting turns invisible, you can still see it. That's very cool. Tunnel vision. Yeah. I like that idea. Blind rage. I'm pretty sure I inserted a column here. No, I don't think I did. Alright, let's put in another one. Oi. Oiski, boiski, captainski. Insert. Where's below? 12. When you enter your rage, you gain was it blind sight? Blind sight? I just thought on what happens if you use calm emotion on Raging Barbarian. You gain blind sight to 10 feet. But lose the ability to see. Like a couple of sort of interesting but negative a bit options. A little bit more randomness in there. 2 more options for this. 3. The target. So we've had a Bane. Oh, what if it gets bless? You inadvertently bless your opponent. Something like the Echo Knight's duplicate. Oh. Thing is, I just don't know enough of these rules off by hand, off the top of my head. Because I actually don't, and I've never played an Echo Knight. Use a bonus action to magically manifest an echo of yourself in an unoccupied space you can see within 15 feet. The echo is magical, translucent grey image of you that lasts until it is destroyed, until you dismiss it as a bonus action, or until you manifest another echo. Or your echo has an AC of 14 plus your proficiency bonus, 1 hit point, and immunity to all conditions. If it has to make a saving throw, it uses your saving throw bonus for the roll. It is the same size as you and occupies its space. On your turn, you can mentally command the echo to move up to 30 feet in any direction. If your echo is ever more than 30 feet from you at the end of your turn, it is destroyed. As a bonus action, you can teleport, magically swapping places with your echo at a cost of 15 feet of your movement, regardless of the distance between the two of you. When you take the attack action on your turn, any attack you make with that action can originate from your space or the echo's space. You make the choice for each attack. When a creature that you can see within 5 feet of your echo moves at least 5 feet away from it, you can use your reaction to make an opportunity attack against that creature as if it were in the echo's space. That's cool. An enemy you are targeting with melee attacks gains resistance to the weapon type you are wielding until your rage ends. Ooh. Ooh. Do you reckon for this, Tony? As in for number 11, the target must succeed whenever you hit a creature with an attack before your rage ends, roll a d4 and apply the correlating result. I just see the barb. Yes. Ooh, I like it. Yeah, okay. Target gains resistance to the weapon type you are wielding until your Rage ends. This does not affect the damage from this strike, but from all future ones. Why smack can't smack I smack hit smack you smack smack smack. I want one more. I want one positive one. I want 3 positives and a negative. But I think that gaining resistance to the weapon damage that you're dealing to it could be fucking irritating. And a bit risky. Number 4. What do we think, chat? Eldritch Invocations? Invocation Thirsting Blade. Eldritch Invocations. Thirsting Blade. You can attack with your packed weapon twice instead of once whenever you make the attack action on your turn. Ooh! Ooh, that's very, very powerful. Because that means the Barbarian goes from 2 attacks around to 4 attacks around. I'm leery of that. Ooh, I know. Repelling Blast. From the... Kind of like the blessed thing. I just don't want too many negatives, otherwise the person would be like, I don't want to attack, I might help them. You know? Yeah, that was Uldriel, it's a cool idea. I think it's a bit OP. Repelling Blast. You may choose to... Now, how to word this? How do they word it? Because I'm trying to emulate the wizard's wording as much as possible. Oh, an Elder Page. Repelling Blast. When you hit a creature with Eldritch Blast, you can push the creature 10 feet away from you in a straight line. Yeah. If you choose, you may push the creature away from you 10 feet in a straight line. There is another one letting you add charisma or leech. Ooh. Life Drinker? When you hit a creature with your packed weapon, the creature takes extra necrotic damage equal to your charisma modifier. You thinking of that? That's a level 12 prerequisite, Pact of the Blade. But, and it's designed for warlocks, which would have a high charisma. If you did it... What if the charisma mod is negative? It does say minimum 1. They heal up. Yeah, if we make it not... Yeah, I don't mind that, because... I mean... Let's go with shove, maybe. Yeah, I've put the shove in. No, I'm thinking for a whole new thing now. I'm thinking about, number 13 on the list at this point. I didn't want it to be an ancillary possible effect after taking the hit. Okay. This will be 12 then. Didn't mean to do that. I just had an idea for an inspiring blow, essentially giving a player of your choice the equivalent of bardic inspiration if they were able to see your attack. That's cool. I like that idea. While raging, if you ever crit, you basically, if you crit, you can give a bardic inspiration to somebody else. No, that's not even powerful enough. It's like every... if you hit with a weapon attack on your turn, you can give a bardic inspiration dice to somebody else, essentially. Would be about the balance. Yeah, Tony, I think you should probably go sleep for a few hours, mate. If you were up at up till 4:30 in the morning, because it's midday where you are? Jesus, man, go to bed. We love having you here. Don't die. I'm still... Oh, you haven't gone to sleep! Tony! Yes! Off you pop. Good night. I will give Mother of Bunny hugs. She's going to work in a minute. Karen, Tony sends hugs. Go to bed. Dude is worse than me. Like, I was up at 3 this morning, but I went to bed then. Alright. What were we doing? Where were we? Who are me? What are we talking about? Life Drinker. That's right. I really like Uldred's Life Drinker idea, and then we will talk about Terrace's Inspiring Blow. I'm going to write them down on a piece of physical paper. Inspiring Blow. So I'm actually probably going to just lift it straight. Whenever you hit a creature with an attack before your rage ends, you deal extra damage equal to... I don't think it should be Charisma mod, because you're a barbarian. Con mod? Dex mod? I think Dex mod. No. I'm trying to think of, not the highest stat. Whereas Con probably would be one of the 2 highest stats. Change damage type dealt. 1d6 acid, 2 P. Woo! That's neat. Yeah. That's cool. And have it be random. That's very, very cool. I think we also have to increase the damage by one of the and it keeps changing. Your eyes go black as pitch. Whenever you hit a creature with an attack before your rage ends, you deal extra damage equal to your proficiency. CNC mod. Extra necrotic damage. equal to your proficiency mod and heal by the same amount. For Life Drinker, what exactly did it say? Pretty much what I just wrote, actually. Life Drinker. When you hit a creature with your packed weapon, the creature takes extra necrotic damage equal to your charisma modifier minimum 1. But charisma would be, for a warlock, their highest stat. So I could make it con mod. What would then be stronger than elemental weapon, or am I wrong? Like, if you add damage. I think proficiency bonus works well, yeah. Con would work, because a barbarian would have a good con, but it maxes at 5, but they could max it earlier. I think I prefer con because it scales slowly and gradually. Because barbarians, by sort of 17, 18, would be. No, you're alright, old drill. You heal by the same amount. I kind of want to throw a save in for that, for the enemy, because most of the others have one as well. Oh, that's weird. Like, for example, magic infuses one weapon of your choice. No, that's actually a bad example. Yeah. 30 feet of you must succeed a con save or take 1d12 necrotic. Con saves for it. That being said, this isn't a lot of extra damage. I don't mind it like that. I think it's about right. The unkillable barbarian just would make it temp HP, not direct heal. Yeah, alright. Gain the same amount of temp HP. Honorary hit points. I think that's good, yeah. Randomize the stat. Oh! Ooh! Nah, let's keep it proficiency. Keeping it a little bit in check. Yeah. Otherwise, they can't just heal. They can't come out of a combat better off than they went in. So what else we were saying? Changing the damage type. Is neat. So, Inspiring Blow. Whenever you hit a creature with a melee attack, you... Oh, no. Once per round, when you hit a creature with a melee attack, you may use a bonus action to gift a 1d8. Terrace. Keeping it bag of rats proof. Oh, yeah. That's bullshit. Yeah, valid point. I hadn't actually considered that. This is the thing. So, I was watching... I've done a bit of a rabbit hole of, like, videos about how to break the game. Like, dumb bullshit players can do and how DMs can combat it. I've watched several videos of it. The algorithm decided it was what I was watching while I was doing the dishes this morning, and I just kept going. And several of them are like, that's ingenious, but also, fuck off. Like, and a lot of it is how to deal with that as a DM. And a lot of it comes down to, well, it's not that bad, or, well, just limit the resource they need to do it. Like, was it the wizard who makes a simulacrum of himself, then casts Wish on the simulacrum, wishing that that simulacrum was resistant to fire damage. So, now he has a perfect replica of himself that is permanently resistant to fire damage. The simulacrum then casts simulacrum on itself, creating another version of itself that is now permanently resistant to fire damage. Then it casts Wish on that simulacrum, making it resistant to acid damage as well, and so on. And then eventually you've got a simulacrum of yourself that is resistant to everything, or immune to everything that you can be immune to. And I'm just like, that's fucking dumb. Admittedly, it's not the original you, it's a simulacrum. You also have a near infinite supply of skilled laborers who actually vaguely do care about your welfare. And I was just like, that's dumb. Why would you do that? And they're like, oh, to be immune to basically everything. And I'm like, yeah, and bored. Like, I was like, I can kill liches in 3 rounds. I'm like, without taking any damage. I'm like, and there's no challenge in the game anymore. It's not fun anymore. You just broke it. And the solution was limit the resource that building simulacrums requires. Or just say, homebrew rule, simulacrums cannot create simulacrum. I'm like, valid. There's a similar thing with tattoos. Artificer tattoos. They can replicate a magic item. And you can bind a spell into the magic item. So you cast... create or find familiar on into a tattoo, and then somebody gets that tattoo. Then then they cast it. They have a familiar. Then you do the same thing on the familiar itself. You give the familiar a familiar, and then you give that familiar a familiar, and then you give that familiar a familiar. And once the spell is cast, you don't need to maintain. It doesn't take up your infusion slot anymore. So you can have an infinite army of familiars. The trick is, familiars can't cast attacks, but you do have an infinite workforce. Or artificers becoming infinitely wealthy because every day as an infusion they can create like jugs that make D4 jugs of acid or something, vials of acid. So you make like 300 gold a day selling potions. I'm like, yeah, you could do that again, but it feels like a really large amount of effort to get 200 gold pieces a day. My games move so heckin' slowly. 200 gold pieces a day isn't that big a deal. You make more money just from hunting monsters. Just do the game. Play the actual fucking game. Don't become a Monopoly mogul. Has a hat of vermin. And this is it. One of them was, it's a Damphia who has a bag of rats or something like that, who is a bard and can do the College of Swords. Everything, you use a bardic inspiration dice, and everything within 5 feet of you gets an attack. You attack rather than just one thing, everything within 5 feet of you. So you're at the center of a huge swarm of bats or rats or whatever, and then you bite them. Hey, Arcane Keeper! And you can just heal yourself instantly and do ludicrous damage. The market is saturated. My DM doesn't buy acid or poison anymore from someone, I think. Hello, yes. Doing that with acid or poison of the alchemy jug. Yeah, it's the alchemy jug. Yeah. Yeah, and look, I would say, basically, with the alchemy jug thing, it's actually not that complicated. All you have to do is say, most storekeepers just can't afford to buy more than, 2 vials from you, because they're petty cash. Like, They're like, no, I sell shit. I don't buy used pieces from adventurers. I'll take the occasional sword off your hand, but I'm not a blacksmith. Go to the blacksmith if you want to sell him bad weapons. But what he'll do is go, yeah, I can make this, but better, so I don't want your shit one. I've got one already. I can make more. All this is worth to me is the raw materials, because I have to melt it down to fix it. So a lot of them, it's just sort of common sense can fix. But yeah, the bag of rats is a really interesting idea of a way to, and now I'm raging in this particular kind of rage, I just kill a bag of rats, and I now have 150 HP. But it's a good thought. And if on that 1 in 20 you're carrying a bag of rats for that specific ability, I might even allow it, because you've had to carry a bag of rats around for like a month. And all it is like, it's probably for a barbarian I'm not going to manage to kill anyway. Because the barbarian is, don't bother. Doing Tomb of Annihilation and on a hex crawl, you've plenty of time making poison. Oh yeah. So, Arcane Keeper, we are making a better Wild Magic Surge table for the Wild Magic Barbarian. And I say better, I really mean just adding to the one that already exists. There were 8 options in it. They all come in at about the same damage as a 2nd level spell. So now we're adding more ideas to it. Just going more variety, and having a couple that are bad. Having a couple that, like, you don't really want. Or, it's kind of neat, like, we've got one that is Blindsight. You literally go blind, but you do gain the ability to blindsight. Sort of a daredevil ability, but only to 10 feet. So, the guy you're attacking, yeah, you can see him, but no one else. And if he turns invisible, you can still see him, which is kind of neat, but you have to be within 10 feet of him. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Maybe gain enhance ability. Ooh, I like that one. Enhance ability. You're coming up with these ideas faster than I can actually implement them. Enhance ability. Like, the only one that would make sense, really, is Strength or Dex. Like, you don't make intelligence checks while in rage. You might make wisdom saves, and charisma saves and the occasional intelligence save, but does enhance ability affect saves? I am uncertain. But what the stat you get is random. It's still perception, yeah, but a lot of DMs rule that perception is an action. I don't, particularly if it's something you probably would notice. Although I almost want a homebrew rule for a barbarian. If you're raging, you're disadvantaged on perception checks. Charisma for intimidation, dex, acrobatics, yeah. Yeah, Terrace, I agree. I wouldn't necessarily say... I think it's for, like, if you are listening for something specific, whereas it's more like... If it's something that is relatively obvious, like, you don't have to... I suppose there's the difference between perceiving and investigating. Yeah. It's only the really bad one. Yeah. Because they would become hyper-aware also. Yeah, this is the thing. It depends on the barbarian. Yeah, the way Charlie Roughhouse in our podcast, There Be Dragons, check it out, is... Here's the link for There Be Dragons, by the way. He goes hyper-focused, like hyper-aware. His rage is not blind at all. Although he's starting to change in that regard, but Charlie is not dealing with the adventuring life well, and it's kind of funny, but it's also quite irritating. Like, everyone's getting all sad and mopey and dark, and the only 2 characters that aren't are my ranger and the rogue, who are both like, shit gets weird and fucky on the road, guys, and everybody else is like, we've never experienced anything bad like this before. And we're like, oh, yeah, that's right, yeah. The pirate and the rogue have seen some shit already. This is the first time for you guys. Yeah, right. Maybe 1d4 for con, dex, strength, or whiz. Yeah, potentially. Let's finish Inspiring Blow. Once per round, when you hit a creature with a melee attack, you may use a bonus action to gift a, what do we think, 1d8 to a fellow player. This is once a round. And whenever a creature hits you with an attack roll before your rage ends, it does 1d6, but that could happen multiple times. I think 1d8 because it's once per round. To a creature that is friendly to you. This dice may be added to any attack rolls, damage, attack or damage rolls, or saving throws. Ability checks or saving throws. If unused when your rage ends, this dice fades. And that would actually be 7. That would be 8. That would be 9. This would be 10. This would be 11. This one here would be 12. This one is 13. And this one is 14. Looking good. D8 would work. Yeah. They need Roar. My bard, who seems to think he's the mother hen of the group. Aww. Okay. Insert new cell. 15. Got the enhanceability one. Let's find the... Oh yeah, and Echo Knight. I want the Echo thing. That's so cool. Echo. I want to limit it a little bit because that's very flexible. But enhanceability. Ability 5e. Use one of the following effects. Bears Endurance. Target has advantage on con checks. Also gains 2d6 temporary hit points, which are then lost when the spell ends. Bull's Strength. The target has advantage on strength checks, and their carrying capacity doubles. Cat's Grace. Target has advantage on dex checks. It also doesn't take damage from falling 20 feet or less if it isn't incapacitated. Eagle Splendor has advantage on charisma checks. It's just checks, it's not saves. Yeah, I think we have this again. We're going to do that 1d4 options. I think that's a good idea. And make it, yeah, between dex, strength, wisdom, and con. But change the effect slightly from that. But Echo, take away the switching places part. I don't mind the switching places part. There's already a teleporty thing in here. I don't know. I'll get back to it. I'm going to do this first. I keep getting distracted. So, when you enter a rage, roll a d4 and apply the following effect. One. It's sort of randomizing a little bit of the things that you already get from it. 10 feet in a straight line. I'm also okay with some of them not being quite as powerful as others. It's just sort of, I want the 2 spell slot thing being the upper limit. Like, I'm not wanting to nerf the class exactly, but more variety is always fun. So I think we crank with the con checks. It gains 2d6 temporary hit points, which are lost when the spell ends, which are lost when the rage ends. I would probably crank con checks and saves. You gain advantage on con checks and saves, and gain you also gain, I want to say 3d, let's make it 2d12, which is a lot, I know, but d12 is the barbarian dice. 2d12 temporary. There's a mosquito flying around in here. Gotcha, little fucker. Yeah. Enhanceability is on the weekend of a level 2. I think the trick with enhanceability is it's very flexible. Which is why I'm pumping it up a little bit, because this is now randomized. You don't get to pick what you may want. Don't you get HP with con? Yes, you do. 2d6 temp hits points. So you also gain 2d12 temporary hit points. That's like pretty good for a rage. You're like, oh yeah, hell yeah. Like, you're not making very many con checks or saves while you're raging. And the 2d12 temporary hit points is pretty cool. 2. I'm gonna change the music. I am a little bored of the somber stuff. Have some chilled streets. I am using Sirenscape. And so, if you like any of these sort of tracks and you happen to have Sirenscape, which is free for the basic version, you can go on Sirenscape and find them and check them out for your own self. Music dash chilled streets. This is what we're currently listening to. I'm very fond of it. It's good background noise. Don't remember the proper progression. The dome. What are we looking at? Hang on. But Echo, maybe to take it with enhanceability. Oh, yeah. Scale it on your level. Or we go back to the proficiency bonus again. 1d12 times your proficiency level. Proficiency bonus. Because I think that's about what you're describing. I think that's a good point, though. I think it's a good idea. And then it's I think level 16 is the last. Is the way it tends to go. But that runs pretty much in line with proficiency bonus increases. I think it's 5, 11, and 16. My resistance is mostly due to, like, I don't want it cluttered. I don't want too much written down, but that's a very silly thing to be iffy about, so I may well do it anyway, because it might just be actually the best way of expressing it. What would scale by it the same way? Sneak attack. Nope. That's interesting. I didn't know this. Rogues gain ability score increases at 4th, 8th, 10th, 12th, 16th, and 19th. You get one at 10th. I did not know that. Yeah, it is very much mosquito season here in Perth. And I didn't used to get bit. I probably get bit, but I don't notice them very much. I don't react particularly badly to them. But every now and again, I get one. Oath of Ancients, Aura of Warding. Yeah, no. I think we'll go with what you've suggested. Cantrips sounds. Oh, it's cantrips. Yes. Yeah. Let's do that. You also gain 1d12 temporary hit point. And basing it on the same premise of cantrips, because it's about your total level, not your barbarian level. So increases to 2d12 at level 5 and 3d12 at level 11 and 4d12 at level 16. It's not that bad. Studies have proven that if you eat bananas, mosquitoes are more attracted to you. I'm allergic to bananas. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good way of putting it, Uldrill. Thank you. If it is a cantrip, then I should be able to look it up in cantrips really easily, just to see if there is if I'm getting it right, but I'm pretty sure I am. Sacred Flame. 17th. Yeah, 17th. Alright, we'll crank it at 17th. Alright, and now I'll do something similar for the other 4, basically. Or the other 3. You gain... You gain advantage on strength saves. Checks and saves. This would be bonus to strength damage. I'm going to tone it down a bit, say 1d8. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yes, you're allergic to banana as well. Yeah. Yeah, no. I lived in Singapore for 3 years, and I reckon that because there's so many mosquitoes in Singapore, I reckon I got bitten once, and it was really bad. And I reckon that mosquito went and told everybody else, like, not that one. Foul, tastes disgusting. Like, for about 3 different reasons, I can't give blood. I was in England during Mad Cow, although actually that's finished recently. If you couldn't give blood because of Mad Cow, that's expired. It's been long enough now. But I also have a hypothyroid condition, which means I'm constantly on thyroxine, which means that my blood is always like, if you got it, you would get my hypothyroidism, which sucks. So you don't want that. I was doing 1, 2, 3, 4 in my head for a flat amount of proficiency bonus. Before in my head for flat amount or proficiency bonus. Oh yeah. For strength damage. Really? They're turning down your blood because you're not 100% straight?
That's pretty standard.
Is it?
Yeah. It's butt stuff. I have a problem with butt stuff.
Oh, okay. Fucking... There isn't enough to begin with. Like, I can see it, but don't you get tested? Before you give blood? Or take it and then make sure it's good, you know. 1d8 sounds high with advantage on stuff too. That's true. Yeah. Yes. Desma Sama says, I can't give blood because of my tattoos. Yeah, similar deal as well. That one is also true. Rage giving advantage anyway? That's a good point. It does ability checks. I don't know about saving throws. It probably does, though, hey. Good catch. Rage. Yeah, advantage strength saves and saving throws. Bonus to the damage roll that increases as you gain levels as a barbarian, as shown by the rage. This is essentially rage. This option. So 1d8 would be okay because it's all you're getting. Yeah. The rage damage is really lame. Like, it just doesn't increase very much. It only goes up to +4. Desma Sama, thank you very much for joining us. Lovely to see you. Nice to meet you. I'm Josh the Pirate. This is Corso's Cove, and I am currently homebrewing a better Wild Magic table for barbarians in 5e. The Wild Magic Barbarian, specifically. Love me some homebrew, hell yeah. Well, so the original list only has 8 options on it. We've already cranked that to 15, and I'm aiming for 20. So what we are currently doing is an enhanceability style option, but it's randomized. Because it's Wild Magic, it should be random. You gain an additional 1d8 damage to attacks made with strength. This increases in the same way as the other one. This increases to 2d8s. At level 5. 3d8 at level 12. And at level 11 rather, and 4d8 at level 17. Is that OP? Should we make it a d6? Oh, thanks very much, Terrace. Or getting charisma instead. I kind of like this. Like, it's what barbarians are all about. It gives them actually a big hit. I think we drop it to a d6. Because then at level 8, I'm really thinking about what I'm giving Trish Caper. She is level 8, so she would be getting plus 2d6 every hit. That's big. I think that's plenty. I think a d6 is plenty. That's essentially what we've done with one of the others as well. Becomes that rage target thing, but it's only against one creature. It's 1d6 plus your proficiency bonus until your rage ends. I almost want to make it d4, hey. Because it's a big hit. I think it's just a d4. I think 1d4. And then 2d4. On every hit. Given that she has a +9 or something to hit anyway, she's hitting most of the time. Feels high for me. Yeah, I reckon a d4 is probably where we should be going, not a d8. Because 4d8s per hit is massive. Proficiency bonus as damage. Yeah. It's still want more than 4, though, you know? Like, I still want more than 6. I'm happy with D4s. I like the random. What do we do for Dex? Oh, that's not helpful. Well, it is actually, but... you gain advantage on Dex checks and saves. And movement. Ooh. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. Like it. Additionally, your movement increases by 5 feet. As does your... Well, no, because your max jump and your max long jump and high jump are based off your movement, aren't they? Or 10 feet and then 5-foot steps. I would say 10 feet because 5 feet isn't very far for that first. Yeah. By 10 feet. This increases. They're based on strength. Okay, then it doesn't matter. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, you are right. See what I mean? I don't remember rules. So this increases to 15 feet at level 5. 20 feet at level 11. And I'm going to go 30 feet at level 17. That's pretty big. I'm curious now. You do that for? So if we do it there, oh, we can actually keep the lines between the rows. All right, well, I'm going to keep doing that. So we're up to 15. So we got 5 more. We've got that Echo Knight thing. Let's pop in the Echo Knight thing. I'm going to pop it in up here because I can. Echo Knight. So, what did we say? As a bonus action, you can teleport magically swapping places with the Echo. I'm going to lose the 15 feet of movement thing. When you take the attack action on your turn, any attack you make with that action can originate from your space or the Echo's space. I want to take inspiration from it, but I think it's more like the beast, a ranger's beast. Or we use it pretty much directly. You make this choice before each attack. When a creature you can see within 5 feet of your Echo moves at least 5 feet away from it, you can use your reaction to make an opportunity attack against that creature as if you were in the Echo's space. Yeah. I reckon we just use this. You can use a bonus action to magically manifest a... Yeah. Okay. When you enter your rage, a magical copy of yourself appears in a space you can see within... I never did the wisdom effect, did I? I did not. Oh, that's unhelpful. You gain advantage on wisdom checks and saves. Trickster Cleric Channel Divinity? Ooh. Yeah, Terrace, I was thinking very much like, yeah, the Wild Magic, not the Beastmaster. You use your bonus action to control a rage spirit, like a primordial animal form, an animalistic form. You decide its shape, manifests, and you can control it. Yeah. I'll keep that one for another. Yes, Beast. What should the wisdom checks and saves, other than advantage on wisdom checks and saves? It's got to have something else that scales with level and is actually potentially useful. Oh yeah, bonus to hit. Additionally, you can add your proficiency bonus to your... you can basically become expertise with the weapon you're holding. Yeah. Okay. I love that with this pair of 4 options, we've actually given ourselves 28 options, or 26 options on this 20 option list. You gain advantage on wisdom checks and saves. Additionally, you may add your proficiency to all attack rolls if you are already proficient. You now have expertise with the weapon until the rage ends. Just a flat 1, 2, 3, or 4. Yeah. Proficiency bonus. So, and expertise is functionally just double proficiency if you are already proficient. Just to avoid confusion in the wording, because I find so much rules lawyering goes along around just the wizards weren't overly careful about how they phrased particular wordings. There was a big argument about two-handed weapon fighting, great weapon fighting, the fighting style, because it allows you to re-roll. The wording is re-roll weapon damage, any ones or twos rolled on a weapon damage. Which actually only refers to the weapon damage. If you smite, doesn't count. The smite damage, you can still re-roll the weapon damage, but you don't get to re-roll the smite damage. Yeah, things like that. But it doesn't specifically say that. You have to go looking like... I found the official ruling on it, and I was like, yeah, right. And that does make sense, because it's supposed to be balanced for, like, one of the other options is you get to do your proficiency bonus. You get to add your proficiency bonus for your offhand attacks. Like, so balancing for the other options for the way people could manipulate the fuck out of that is really hard. Sneak. Yes, sneak does, because it is part of the weapon attack. Yeah, I believe so. Yes, I think so. Yes. But yeah, smite is something you are adding on top of the weapon. Rage, I think rage works too, because that is still, but you're not rolling damage for the rage. But Hunter's Mark doesn't affect, because you're not. That's something else you are adding. Yeah, cool. All right, that's that one finished. So Echo Knight thing. When you enter a rage, a magical copy of yourself appears in a space you can see within 15 feet. It is a. I'm not actually going to specify its. It is a bit weird, yeah. I'm not actually going to specify its appearance. It has 14 AC. Its AC is 14 plus your proficiency. Yeah, I think it's just your. It is. It has 1 HP. It has 1 hit point. And immunity to all conditions. Immunity to all conditions. And uses your stats and AC for the purposes of saves and yeah, for the purposes of save. Uses your AC and stats for the purposes of saves. On your turn, you can mentally command. On your turn, you can mentally command your copy to move up to 30 feet. I reckon it's a perfect copy. I don't think, I think it could be mistaken for you. Yes, absolutely. The distinction is important for catching missiles as a monk, too. Yeah, there's a couple as well. There was an instance we found recently in There Be Dragons, which was troublesome. Like, most of us very much agreed with the player, and not because it had anything significant riding on it. It was a whip. No, sorry, it was a net. It was a thrown net, but it didn't do damage. So the DM was saying, you can't catch it, it's not doing damage. You have to reduce its damage to 0. It's not doing damage. And the rest of us were like, yeah, so he reduced it to 0. Like, he can just catch that. The player was getting quite irate because Charlie was getting quite irritated because it is one of... He argues that monks are very underpowered. He does that as the most dangerous member of the party, and I'm just like, shut the fuck up. Monks are brilliant. Particularly when you cross them with barbarians, which, spoilers, he has done. Monk Barbarian, fucking terrifying. Yeah, that's a good combo. And he's got 20 wisdom and 20 dex. And a good con. So he has an AC of 20. Just straight 20. Like, my character is a 20 as well, but I've had to get magic items and bullshit for that. Would let him make acrobatics or something against the net to free. Well, no, because, like, the ability is literally, you can catch it if you can reduce it to 0. You burn a key point, and you can just catch it and throw it back. And, like, what's the wording of it? When you do so, the damage you take from the weapon is reduced by 1d10 plus your dexterity mod plus your monk level. If you reduce the damage to 0, you can catch the missile if it is small enough for you to hold in one hand, and you have at least one hand free. If you catch a missile in this way, you can spend a key point to make a ranged attack with the weapon or piece of ammunition you just caught as part of the same reaction. You can make this attack with proficiency regardless of your weapon proficiencies, and the missile counts as a monk weapon for the attack, as long as which has a normal range of 20 feet and a long range of 60 feet. I was like, I don't see why you don't think this counts. Net's got a DC to get out of it. Sure, but he never got into it. And this therein lay the trick. Therein lay the argument. Like, and on any other player, we're like, yeah, sure. But, yeah, there were 3 other DMs at the table, and I valiantly tried to keep my mouth shut. Unfortunately, the other 2 DMs at the table did not show such restraint. It wound up, like, if it had just been the 2 of them chatting it out, it wasn't automatic. Just making it automatic feels cheap. Yeah. I mean, if he'd said, alright, make a dex check, Tristan A would have whinged more. But also, he has like a plus 13 for acrobatics. Like, he can get himself free of it. Yeah. I'm glad I didn't have to make the ruling, and I'm definitely glad I didn't have to make the ruling with Tristan, because when he gets angry about something, he's like a bear with a sore head. But yeah, he gets very sulky. Yeah. But the thing was, it was such a low value situation. Like, there was a massive combat going on elsewhere in the world, but he was not involved in it. It was like 2 scrawny dudes climbing onto the ship he was on, tried to one. He was busy beating the crap out of one of them. He's only got a single arm at this point, and then somebody else comes up behind him and throws a net on him. And Tristan's like, I use my reaction to catch the net. I'm like, sure, you do. Yeah, no, fuck that. I once had a player trying to tell me they could use 2 hand crossbows and ignore the reload. No, you need to, you can definitely shoot 2 hand crossbows, but then you have to reload them. And if you don't, like, I would definitely say pew pew, but then it takes a while to reload them. Have you ever reloaded a crossbow? They are not the simplest things to pull. It's like a pistol. Like, you can technically, in the rules, fire a pistol once per round and then reload it. And I'm like, the best trained infantry could reload a rifle in about 12 seconds. Like a traditional bore-loaded rifle. 12 seconds. You could get about 5 rounds a minute. And that was, like, Napoleonic Wars era. The best infantry could do that. So just have 20 pistols. Sure. And that's normally what I do. The problem is I have one that's magic and way better. Yeah, with a feat or an artificer infusion. Sure. Yeah. Absolutely. They had some feat. I argue that it means you're quicker at reloading, but you still need a free hand to do so. Yeah. I think I know the feat you're talking about. And now I will look for it. It's probably some crossbow master or something like that. Crossbow expert. You ignore the loading property of crossbows with which you are proficient. Being within 5 feet of a hostile creature doesn't impose disadvantage on your ranged attack rolls. When you use the attack action and attack with with a one-handed weapon, you can use a bonus action to attack with a hand crossbow you are holding. Sure. But I would say you then have to reload it. Yeah, absolutely. I think the trick is, that it's inferred that you're using a bonus action to do it. Still need a free hand, though. Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, I'm going to have a quick breaklet because I need to unhydrate. But I shall be shortly back with you, gentlemen and ladies. If you want to hang around, I'll be back very shortly. See you in a minute. Say goodbye, everybody. Bye, everybody. Avast, mateys. I'll be back. Just a quick one. So, back into this Echo Knight business. Let's see what we can do. Let's first of all move that down there so I can actually see what I'm doing. Right. If your echo is ever more than 30 feet from you at the end of your turn, it disappears. Yeah, I think that's fair to keep. If your copy... Hey, Lorite. How are you, my dear? Good to see you. Copy is ever more than 30 feet from you at the end of your turn. It fades. Copy. Bow two-handed when you're not drawing the bow? No. You can carry a bow with one hand, but to use it requires two hands. You can have a bow in your hand and a shield in the other, but you have to drop the shield if you want to use the bow. In fact, archers with shields are fairly common, but the shields tended to have a little stake on the bottom. You basically just slam the shield in, and it's a tower shield. You stood behind it. Also not unusual for archers to have stakes, carried like wooden stakes, and then position themselves behind a line of stakes. Really good defensive thing. If your copy is ever more than 30 feet from you, or you end your rage, from you at the end of your turn, or your rage ends, it fades. And then we have, as a bonus action, you can teleport, magically swapping places with your copy at a cost of 15 feet of your movement, regardless of the distance between the two of you. When you take the attack action on your turn, any attack you make with that action can originate from your space or the copy's space. You make this choice for each attack. When a creature that you can see within 5 feet of your copy moves at least 5 feet away from it, you can use your reaction to make an opportunity attack against that creature as if it were you were in the copy's space. It's neat because it allows a huge amount of extra flexibility. Cool. Shopping when half the town's population are OAPs or at the stores is an adventure, but heh, that's what I get for getting a free ride to the store with my dad, so I'm not really complaining. How do you feel about weapons like daggers with straps on them, so if you drop them they don't fall, but you can flick them back into your hand? My feeling on that is that it's actually not easy to do. It's still like you have to, I would say doesn't save you that much time if you're still in the same spot. Wiimote strap daggers? Yeah, pretty much, Desmar. That's, I think, pretty much what you're getting at. So you can, look, you don't lose them. They're still on your person, but it's still, like, I have no issue with them being strapped to your wrists, particularly. But I would still say it's an action to re-equip. However, you can drop them, move, and then still have them. That would be my ruling on it. But because that has been done in one of my Humblewood games. Last Monday, as in not last night, the Monday before, it was suggested to be done with Selenox's rapier, so she didn't lose it again. Rapiers aren't very heavy. In fact, most swords aren't particularly heavy. If it's too heavy, you lose power on the swing, to quote Thor. So I would. This is the thing. I was like, with a rapier, I wouldn't mind. But a true proper longsword weighs sort of 5-6 kilos, which would really throw off your aim if you're trying to use a longbow at the same time. So I definitely take the point, Uldril. Equipping a weapon is a free object interaction, though, right? Yes, once though, only once per turn, I believe. So you can't drop a bow. You can like put your bow back on your back and then draw a sword and attack with it, but you can't then draw a crossbow, you know, like it's not in the same turn. Bigger, not heavier. Yeah. Yeah, and this is the thing, like, anything longer than that, I would say really gets in the way. Like, using the intention was to have the ability to draw their crossbow and fire it. Without actually dropping the rapier. And I said, look, given the way that a crossbow works and that you are right-handed, you would be holding, the rapier would be hanging off your arm as you are, so it's like banging against your chest. That would be how you'd fire the crossbow. So I would say that in this instance, it wouldn't have that much of an effect. It's only a couple of kilos hanging off here, and it's tight into your body, the stock is up against your shoulder. I would say it wouldn't make any difference. A bigger weapon, because it would be more cumbersome, definitely, Uldril, I agree. Alright, so, that's our Echo Knight 1. Very, very cool. Really like that. So, let's talk now. Couldn't do it with a Warhammer. No, exactly right. Yeah. Or a Maul. Let's talk about is that why? Let us put in another one. Insert columns. Let's insert rows below. Right. Because I want to do a Beastmaster 1. When you enter your rage, to drop the weapon, and it is to not have to run where you left it. That's fine. It also just sticks close to you. Yeah. Wings of Fury. Yes. Yeah. I was thinking fly. Yeah. Fly. Yeah, when you enter your rage, incandescent wings you decide their appearance erupt from your shoulders. You gain a fly speed equal to your walking speed. These disappear when your rage ends. Always have to put an endpoint in there. I think that's down to the player, alright? I would, but yes. I'm gonna have a flying ogre on my Thursday game at least once. Yeah, when you enter your rage, incandescent wings, you decide their appearance, erupt from your shoulders. You gain a fly speed equal to your walking speed. These disappear when your rage ends. And this is cool. You can fly now. Fly is a second level spell. Which is about the ballpark we're aiming for. Laurite, as you have joined us. How are you, Laurite? Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. As you've probably determined, Ardana, we are building a better Wild Magic Surge table for the Wild Magic Barbarian. We have just done the 17th option, I believe. Yeah. I need to put in just that's the 17th option. Yeah. So let's pop in number 18. Insert rows below. This was the beast one. When you enter your rage, a primal beast spirit, you decide, no, not capitalized, you decide appearance, appears within 15 feet of you. It is friendly to your allies and takes its turn after yours in initiative. Ragey battle maneuver. That reminds me I need to finish writing out my cartoon Wild Magic table I promised to post to Discord last week. Hell yeah, Laurite. Love it. Like Acme hammers, anvils falling from the ceiling, that kind of bullshit. Oh my god. One time only, massive damage. Every creature... Okay, yeah, no, I know what I want to do. Anvils from the ceiling. Every creature you choose within 30 feet of you in 4 rounds, or in 1d4 rounds. What's in the homebrewing menu, Rovaljacks? Rovaljacks, we are homebrewing a Wild Magic Surge table for the Wild Magic Barbarian. We're making a better one, essentially. Rain of Gummy Worms, crates of TNT exploding in glitter, weapons turning into squeaky hammers. Exactly, yes. How about a hammer that when you swing, it doesn't hit, but a smaller bit opens up, the front of the hammer goes, whoop, and a smaller hammer comes out and hits you instead. Takes its turn. So yeah, Roverjacks, we are adding things to the existing table. I haven't deleted anything, because I thought it was pretty good, actually. There was only one choice on it that's a bit meh, and it's everything, the ground around you in 15 feet becomes difficult terrain for your enemies, which is cool. But it's not as cool as all the others. You permanently turn into a statue, make a new character. Oh, 1 in 20 chance of that bullshit. No. I would do it for like an hour, but we've got a couple of negatives in here now. There is one that is maybe negative, which is this one, number 12. Whenever you hit a creature with an attack before your rage ends, roll a d4 and apply the correlating effect. The target must succeed a con save or be stunned, which is Stunning Strike. The target must succeed a charisma save or suffer a minus 1d4 to all attack rolls and saving throws until the rage ends. You cast Bane on them. However, the next one, the target gains resistance to the weapon type you're wielding until your rage ends. This does not affect the damage from this strike, but from all future ones. And then the fourth one, if you choose, you may push the creature away from you 10 feet in a straight line. All cool, except the middle one, except number 3. And then there was another one. You gain advantage on con checks, but basically put a limited version of enhanceability as one of them. Oh, that was the other one, was you go blind. That was the other bad one. But you gain blind sight to 10 feet. Non-Newtonian Jello Cube. I had Arcane Keeper's character levitate and follow the scent of fresh-baked pastries at one point during my New Year's camp. Amazing. Got a multicolored fairy fire centering on the barbarian, inflicting friends and foes alike. Ooh. Friends would have advantage on the save. But yes. That's neat. Fairy fire. That's cool. Like that idea. Alternatively, you temporarily turn yourself into a wheel of cheese. Afterwards, you suffer a point of exhaustion as your soul is given a wild ride by the god of madness during the time you are a cheese wheel. Excellent. What was I doing? When you enter your rage, a primal beast spirit, you decide appearance, appears within 15 feet of you. It is friendly to your allies and takes its turn after yours in initiative. As a bonus action, I need to find the I actually think its stats should be those of a steel defender. Oh, Beast of the Land. Here we go. Here we go. Beastmaster Companions. Beast of the Land, Beast of the Sea, Beast of the Sky. It's a Beast of the Land. If the beast moves at least 20 feet straight towards a target, then hits with its maul attack in the same turn, the target takes an extra 1d6 slashing damage. If the target is a creature, it must succeed on a strength save or against your spell save DC or be knocked prone. Maul is a 1d8 plus 2 plus proficiency bonus damage. Medium beast. I think we use the Beast of the Land stats. What did Uldriel say? Barbarian is the center of an Incite Greed spell. Terrets. My primal beast just ate half a hairbrush. Hey, Katie Wolfsbane! Just enjoyed Yusuf's last video. I'm glad you liked. I had good fun making that one. Katie Wolfsbane, how are you, my dear? We are making a better Wild Magic table. Or a Wild Magic Surge table for Barbarians, Wild Magic Barbarians. Because Trish Caper is a Wild Magic Barbarian, so I gotta have more than 8 options for her. She's my player and I like her. As a bonus action. Alright, so let's find Beast of the Land stats. Beast of the Land stats. So I don't have to type the fucker out. That's not the best format for this. East of the land. There we go. There he is. That's not super handy either. It's missing a whole bunch of stuff. Tasha's Ranger. Design notes. East of the land. Here we go. Better. Much better. That's the stats. That's what we want. You may command. In fact, how is it phrased in the thing? Beastmaster. Which uses the proficiency bonus in several places. You determine the kind of animal the beast is, choosing kind of appropriate for its stat block. Whenever you choose, the beast bears primal markings indicating its mystical origin. In combat, the beast acts during your turn. It can move and use its reaction on its own, but only action it takes is the dodge action unless you use a bonus action on your turn to command it to take another action. Yeah. It can use its reaction and movement as you wish, but will only take the dodge action unless you use a bonus action to command it. Ugh. I hate the formatting of these things. It's always the formatting that kills it. Makes it really hard. No. There we go. Beast has hit dice number 2. 5 times your barbarian. No. 5 times your level. Five plus 5 times your level. It doesn't need hit dice because it's never going to be rolling them. It has a speed of 40 feet and a climb of 40 feet. Its proficiency bonus is the same as yours. Yeah, there we go. Primal Spirit. And I would actually say it's a Fae. The Barbarian can choose one friendly creature and both are afflicted by the Warding Bond spell? Ooh! That's the one where you can choose to take the damage, right? Ooh, how about something that changes the places of each of the players on the field, including the initiative order? Oh. Right. Yeah. Way of the Wild Magic Barbarian surging and casting web. Bark Skin? It's already got something that buffs its AC quite well anyway. Insight Greed is 3rd level, but I think you could make it work. Yeah? At work, but all good vibes. Good to hear it, Katie Wolfsbane. Your stomach sadly forces you to belch arbitrarily. Especially in social moments. You suffer disadvantage every time a charisma check or save is needed for 1d6 times. The belching leaves a stench of fermented fish and stale hops. Oh. The thing is, Rovaljax, is these only work while they're raging. Center of the Insight Greed spell. Insight Greed. 5e. A gem worth at least 50 gold pieces. When you cast the spell, you present the gem used as the material component and choose any number of creatures within range that can see you. Each target must succeed a wisdom save or be charmed by you until the spell ends, or until your companions do anything harmful to it. While charmed this way, a creature can do nothing but use its movement to approach you in the safe manner. While an affected creature is within 5 feet of you, it cannot move but simply stares greedily at the gem you present. Ah! The material component is the problem. Might be a little too chaotic. Yeah. You're sexy when you're angry? They just find you, yeah, incite lust. I think the trick is... I do like it. It could be very funny. It's just charmed by you. The functionally charmed person. I don't hate it. For a minute. Or an hour. No, because charmed person's an hour. But the rage isn't. The thing is, it'll end when the rage ends. Which will be almost immediately if you're not being attacked. It diffuses things, but only very briefly. Yeah, no, I know what you mean, Uldriel. I just think, unless you're attacking loads of people, like, it's either game-breakingly powerful or not very. It just stands there going like, hey, while you attack its mates. And then when you finish attacking its mates, you turn on it. Or you stop raging and it gets angry with you. Attack somebody and break it. Yeah. Yeah. Wisdom save against the Barbarian's DC, right? Yeah, it would be, yeah. And the Barbarian's DC would be fairly good because it's based off their con. It's based off their con and their proficiency mod. So in Trish's case, for example, it would be 16. Which is pretty high. That's not bad, really. Yeah, it's based on their con. Yeah, it's pretty good. I do like the idea. Well, we've put in all the others except for Fairy Fire. That was the one. Because this was 18. So we're only looking for 2 more. The Primal Spirit one. Pop in another one down here. Where's below? Right. 19. How did we put it? I'm too sexy for my rage. Trish Caper would agree. Safer district. Switch it up. When you enter your rage, let's get the wording of Fairy Fire, so I can get it close. You know, it's only a level 1 spell. Concentration up to a minute. The thing that makes this not concentration is it's rage based. So as long as the rage is going, this is working. Each object in a 20-foot cube, each creature within a 30-foot radius. Each creature within 30 feet of you any creature in the area with the spell cast is also outlined in light if it fails a dex save. When you enter your rage, each creature of your choice, I think it has to be of your choice because a lot of the others are. And I'm like going back to the original ones now. Number 1, each creature of your choice you can see within 30 feet of you must succeed a con save or take 1d12 necrotic. So I think it has to be similar. Of your choice within 30 feet of you, 1d12 necrotic is not as bad as having advantage, as having all things against you have advantage, though. I'm going to make it each creature... Yeah, each creature within 30 feet of you must make a dex save. Any allies have advantage. Or rather, creatures you choose may have advantage. On a fail, the creatures are surrounded by... How's it phrased? Glowing lights. You choose the color. Choose? You choose the color? Any attack roll against the affected creature or object has advantage if the attacker can see it, and the affected creature or object can't benefit from being invisible. On a fail, the creatures are surrounded by glowing lights. You choose the color. Any attack rolls against the creature are with advantage, and they cannot benefit from being invisible. Each creature within 30 feet of you. Would that count you? See invisibility to a situation. I think it is too situational, yeah. I think in all my years of D&D, I've wanted to see invisibility 3 times as a player. And it should be noted that I'm mostly a DM these days, but like it didn't come up often enough. Invisibility is something players do, not DMs do. Like, yeah, I think it's a bit too situational. Neat though. It would work on, like, if you, like, you get one of these abilities choose, or randomize, or no, it would have to be a choose, because they're like, oh, actually, I'm in a situation where seeing invisibility would be handy. But, like, yeah, I don't think anyone would ever pick it. When you enter your rage, each creature within 30 feet of you must make a dex save. Creatures you choose may have advantage. On a fail, the creatures are surrounded by glowing lights. You choose the color. Any attack rolls against the creatures are with advantage, and they cannot benefit from being invisible. This ends if you leave your rage. Your rage ends. This ends if your rage ends. Yeah. Cool. Just a 20th one. Let's have a look at chat. We've had a bunch of good ideas. I haven't had to add very many of my own myself at all. And something that changes places. Ah, the teleportee one. Yes, Arcane Keeper. I think that's what we'll go with for the 20th. Randomly swap and fade. Oh. Stop it. Stop it. That. Ooh. This would have a similar effect. Each creature within 30 feet you choose turns invisible for 6 seconds. Thoughts? Yeah. Cool. Thank you very much. All right. When you enter your rage, you may choose any number of creatures within 30 feet of you. All creatures chosen turn invisible until the end of your next turn. On your turn, you may use a bonus action to select a creature on each of your turns after this. Before your rage ends, you may use a bonus action to select a single creature you can see. A single creature you can see which turns invisible until the end of your next turn. Wild Magic Table posted to Discord. Ooh! Sorry, I was looking at buying more puppets because clearly I don't have enough of them yet. Clearly. Can you have enough puppets, Terrace? When you enter your rage, you may choose a number of creatures within 30 feet of you. All creatures chosen turn invisible until the end of your next turn. On each of your turns after this, before your rage ends, you may use a bonus action to select a single creature you can see which turns invisible until the end of your next turn. Which means you can't do it to the same thing 2 turns in a row. Because it's invisible. Oh, that's cool. Using puppets for NPCs is an excellent idea. I really enjoy that. That's very, very cool. Particularly at a table game. That's very, very neat. I've considered DMing as Yusuf. Because online, that's not that hard. And the biggest single stress to puppeteering is holding your arm up. Like, after about 5 minutes, your arm gets pretty fucking heavy. Doing this, I mean, at the moment I'm pretty practiced. That muscle there, look at that. That's puppeteering muscle. It's a weird muscle to be buff at. But if you have an armrest to rest your arm on, boom, easy. Like when we shoot the Yusuf ones, he turns, you may notice it in the edit, he turns every 20 seconds or so. Reorientates. We shoot it in chunks. Hey Kate, lovely to see you. And it's a very standard trick in D&D, in filmmaking. Emily Grace, Dragoncore, have we been raided? We have. It's Fate's Grip. Hey Fate's Grip, thank you so much for the raid, you bloody champions. Avast, mateys, you wee scallywags. Raiders, throw your favorite raider modes up in chat, everybody. Raiders, what were you doing? I know exactly what you were doing because Michele was running some games with you guys, was DMing for you guys. Hey, Promethean, it's no, hang on, exclamation mark shout out at it's Fate's Grip. Boop. What were you up to? Was it D&D? It was D&D. Excellent. You are wonderful. Thank you for having us. I am wonderful, and you are welcome for being had. It's lovely to have you. Sam Size, thank you for joining me. Promethean, it's splendid to see you again. Promethean, I dead set. Last Friday was so much hecking fun, buddy. Really, really enjoyed Lani. To the point where I now want to run my own Teens in Space game. Like, I am now putting together a crew for Teens in Space. Because it's so good. Emily did such a great job running the game. But yeah, it was just dope. It was fucking cool. Yes, please. Oh, Kate, can you do Wednesday nights? Is the trick. Ham the DM is here as well. Hey, Ham. Yes, it was. Yes, it fucking was. Hugs for Ham. Hugs for Ham in chat. Yeah, the little hedgehog hug monsters. Oh, hell yeah. It was so good. I went in to see my wife afterwards and said, my cheeks hurt. And I have little tears. Yeah. Well, guys, thank you for joining me. I am Josh the Pirate. This is my channel, Corsair's Cove, where I run D&D and other RPGs. So far, I haven't actually run Mutant Chronicles, but my good friend Tony runs it for me, and we've had a few of them. Jack O'Brien runs Call of Cthulhu for me. Again, I have not done it my own self, but we've had it. Then what else have we had? I have run a couple of games of... I've had Easy D6. I have run a game of Quest on the channel, I think. Pretty sure I've run Quest on this channel. No, I haven't. I haven't run Quest yet here. I have done it, but not here. What's the other one? Last Shooting is one of the other ones we've had. Let me know, and I'll be happy to run Vasson for you. Katie Wolfsbane. Is Teens in Space similar to Kids on Bikes? It is exactly the same. Yes, it's by the same people, Katie Wolfsbane. So it's very similar, same system, but it's in space! What's the phrase? Because whenever I hear Teens in Space, and I didn't bring this to the stream, but I wanted to, I hear, it's from Muppets, Pigs in Space. It's about Miss Piggy. Pigs in Space! Yeah, that. Exactly. Attempts to get Josh to run Monster of the Week. Terrace, I am there on board, and it's actually not going to be me. It's going to be my good friend Castellan. Castellan wants to and has it like he's champing at the bit, and I just need to find the time. Josh, don't ever change. So, in Paparotica, this is a reach. Hang on. Where's my notepad? Paparotica. This is the puppet show that my wife and I do. This is a notebook made of ex-Paparotica flyers as well, and it's now where I make my notes for this. Actually, there are notes for this exact thing that we're doing now, and for Teens in Space in it. So we do a puppet show called Paparotica, Puppets Reading Erotic Fiction. You didn't miss shit, Kate, because we didn't do it in Perth. We didn't manage to do it. As in, I missed that it wasn't there. Ah, I see, yeah. Yeah, no, we did it, we took it to Adelaide instead. And it was fine. We did okay. But I just missed the Perth audiences. Perth knows us. We've been doing it for 7 years here in Perth. So Perth like, but I know you guys. Adelaide's like, fuck are you? And it was a bit disappointing. See you, phone empathy. Aldriel, thank you so much for your help, buddy. I will put up in the Discord the results of today's craziness. Join us there if you haven't already. What was I saying about Paparotica? Yeah, so in Paparotica, we write a new show every year, brand new show every year, but there is recurring segments in it. And one of the segments is Sex in Space. Paparotica is puppets reading erotic fiction. So imagine a Mills and Boon, or 50 Shades of Grey, say, or Bridgerton, but read by the cast of Sesame Street. That, essentially. Read aloud. We don't act a lot of it out. If we do, it's quite tame, but the wording is pretty whoa. There is last year this one we just did had a bit of food play in it, which was read by a granny puppet, which is very funny in a dominatrix outfit. But one of the recurring bits is Sex in Space. This year was the 725th Intergalactic Sex Olympics, and read by Karen's puppet Layla, which is Yusuf's sister canonically. She's green, with orange toggles on her head, and she's super cute. But yeah, and at the beginning of it, to introduce it, I go, it's time for Sex in Space! And it's always fun. Finally, in the Discord, I read the rules and things when I'm off work. I'm not even sure there is rules. I will confirm you as a person as soon as I finish the stream, Katie. Josh, did you ever see that short of aggro pretending to read erotic fiction? No, I haven't seen that one. But I have seen Gilbert Gottfried reading excerpts of 50 Shades of Grey, and it's excellent. YouTube Gilbert Gottfried reading 50 Shades of Grey. Gilbert Gottfried, for those not in the know, was the voice of the original Zazu. No, not Zazu. In Aladdin, the parrot in Aladdin, not the parrot. No, that was Mr. Bean in Lion King. It was Iago. Iago, yes. Yay, I'm a person! Iago, exactly right. Who is still dead set one of my favorite Disney characters. I fucking love Iago. Posted a photo of the Vason core rulebook to your Discord. Woo! The Discord is popping off! Level announcements. Where are we? Welcome aboard. And Woots! Woots is here! Alright. Woots, are you in chat? Katie and Woots are verified. Confirmed. Hung, drawn, and quartered. We have a... Oh, that looks dark as fuck. Nordic horror role-playing. Heck yeah! Is that a... Is that a... God, I'm trying to remember the name of the thing now. Looks like one. Or what, Josh? It looks like it's from Witcher, because Witcher is based on Slavic folklore, which probably shares quite a bit of stuff with Nordic. Might not be. Does it have a Hrashvalur in it? One of my favorite words to say. Hey, Woots! How you going, Aaron? You bloody champion. Look at the present Aaron sent me! Look at this! Isn't it pretty? This is a Wooden Forge Adventurer's Chest. And it says, Humblewood 100th episode! Oh. This is a new wood that they are starting to put out there now. This is Tuit. And inside, good magnets. Inside you have two little cases with beautiful padding. You can see that it's really quite got good padding, and you can put minis. Each is about the right size for a mini. I'll get a mini. Yeah, hang on. Let's get a mini. It's an Age of Sigmar mini. So this is an actual pretty chunky boy. Fits just fits in the thing. But that's a pretty chunky mini. That would be a large size creature. Let's find a... Okay, here we go. This is actually a Humblewood mini I haven't painted yet. This is a Gallus Druid. And the Gallus Druid fits very comfortably in there, like that. And, listen. No jangling around in there. It is firmly held, which is cool. As somebody who paints minis semi-professionally sometimes, that is a very important thing. Yeah, super pretty. Actually, Aaron, I have a little pile of Wooten Forge stuff on my table now, on my desk in front of me, because I've got my little coin case with my little coin in front of it. Oh, loving my collection of Wooten Forge shit. So good. Doing good. Excellent. Yes, Wooten Forge has a new workshop that I have yet to go and see, but Karen was like, "Oh, I had so much fun there." So let's exclamation mark Wooten Forge in chat. There you go, guys. Guys, go and check out the amazing folks at Wooten Forge. Woodenforge.com/Corsairs Cove. Get yourselves in there. Get yourself some beautiful handcrafted wooden tabletop accessories. This is Australian Chewit, West Australian Chewit. It's got the color of pine, but it's smoother and softer than pine. And they can do laser etching and engraving on it. You see on the back here, we have the Wooten Forge logo as well. And this is one of my favorite woods in the world. This is Jarrah. This is Australian Jarrah. It's a hardwood. It's dark, gorgeous thing. It's very, very soft. And this is I've been rolling in this for like 2 years. The entire length of the life of the channel, this has been my rolling tray. Rolling tray on one side, dice tray on the other. This is the Dice Keeper. And it's got my name on it. Look at that. Josh the Pirate. Yeah. I love the Jarrah. The other one I really like is the Tassie Blackwood. The Tassie Blackwood is so pretty. It's got this black veins in it. Oh, very, very pretty. Western Red Cedar. Ooh. Wooden. Yeah, he's got it. If you want it, he's got it. Yeah, amazing. Well, Raiders, we have been... Oh, it's been a while. I got very distracted there. Raiders, we have been working on a better Wild Magic Surge table, which I will put up in the Discord after I finish the stream and I fix all the... I make it pretty. That's the word. I haven't deleted any of the original 8 options, but we've added 12 more. So... I'll go through them and explain. So, number 1, this is one of the originals. Each creature of your choice that you can see within 30 feet of you must succeed on a con save or take 1d12 necrotic damage. You also gain temporary hit points equal to 1d12 plus your barbarian level, which is pretty good. For Trish Caper, that would be 1d12 plus 3. And I'm thinking of it very much in Trish Caper terms because that's the player who's going to be affected for it by me. Number 2, you teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space you can see. Until your rage ends, you can use this effect again on each of your turns as a bonus action. Again, that's an original one. An intangible spirit, which looks like a flump or a pixie, your choice, appears within 5 feet of one creature of your choice that you can see within 30 feet of you. At the end of the current turn, the spirit explodes, and each creature within 5 feet of it must succeed on a dex save throw or take 1d6 force damage. Until your rage ends, you can use this effect again, summoning another spirit on each of your turns as a bonus action. I like this because you could get away from it. Still proud of the flump. Magic infuses one weapon of your choice that you are holding. I love this one. Again, this is an original one. I didn't do this. Until your rage ends, the weapon's damage type changes to force, and it gains the light and thrown properties. Imagine Trish's Ember Lance, but just yeeted. With normal range being 20 feet and long range being 60 feet. If the weapon leaves your hand, the weapon reappears in your hand at the end of your turn. Whenever a creature hits you with an attack roll before your rage ends, the creature takes 1d6 force damage as magic lashes out in retribution. Again, I didn't make that one up. This is the first one I did. When you enter your rage, a magical copy of yourself appears in a space that you can see within 15 feet. This is basically the Echo Knight feature. It has 1 hit point, immunity to all conditions, and uses your AC and stats for the purposes of saves. On your turn, you can mentally command your copy to move up to 30 feet as a free action. If your copy is ever more than 30 feet from you at the end of your turn, your rage ends, it fades. As a bonus action, you can teleport, magically swapping places with your copy at a cost of 15 feet of your movement, regardless of the distance between the two of you. When you take the attack action on your turn, any attack you make with that action can originate from your space or the copy's space. You can make the choice for each attack. When a creature that you can see within 5 feet of your copy, important point, moves at least 5 feet from it, you can use your reaction to make an opportunity attack against the creature as if you were in your copy's space. And here's another one we added. When you enter your rage, incandescent wings, you decide their appearance, erupt from your shoulders. You gain a fly speed equal to your walking speed. These disappear when your rage ends. Then we did Primal Spirit, which is basically the Beastmaster for a very short period of time. When you enter your rage, a primal beast spirit, you decide its appearance, appears within 15 feet of you. It is friendly to your allies and takes its turn after yours in initiative. It can use its reaction and movement as you wish, but will only take the dodge action unless you use a bonus action to command it. Then we use the stats for a beast of the land. 19. When you enter your rage, each creature within 30 feet of you must make a dex save. Creatures you choose may have advantage. On a fail, the creatures are surrounded by glowing lights. You choose the color. Any attack rolls against the creatures are with advantage, and they cannot benefit from being invisible. This ends when your rage ends. I think... Omi! Hey, buddy! Yes, exactly, that's what we're doing. I like to imagine flumps have the... Oh, what's happening? Where am I? Moment, and then just blow up. Yes, very much so. Yeah, like all the pot plant. Yes, exactly. Yes, Omi, that is exactly what we are doing. How are you going, my friend? Anybody who hears or spots any issues with this, is like, that's part of the point of me reading them out, is if anybody hears any issues, throw them up in chat, because I'm wanting, like, corrections, I'm wanting additions. With this one that I just read, for example, I think we need to have it doesn't affect the barb, or it does affect the barb. Oh, really? Exploding flumps almost happened off screen in your game. Woo. Well, we are making the table go from 1d8 to 1d20. I'm alright, just cooking my porky choppies for lunch tonight. Delicious pork chops. I will be making Karen, when I finish, I will be putting on the oven and doing some baked potatoes with frankfurters, onion, baked beans, cheese, and any other veg I may feel like throwing on it. Maybe corn, a bit of corn on the cob. Throw that into the baked beans. That goes real good. Maybe some capsicum thrown in there to fry it as well. Like loaded baked potatoes, fucking dope. Yeah, one of the ship's NPCs is a wild mage. His Tides of Chaos were full swing, and he hit a nat 1. Oh, news! Veggie kebabs, hell yeah. Omi, have you seen my Wild Magic table? It no longer contains exploding flumps, but it does contain a bunch of other magic bullshit. And a varied likelihood of effect. So, when you enter a rage... each creature, including yourself, within 30 feet of you, including yourself, must make a dex save. Creatures you choose may have advantage. Barbs would get pretty good advantage on this anyway, because most of them have that save against effects that they can see. Which this wouldn't actually count as. Never mind. I think that's fixed it. Until your rage ends, you are surrounded by multicolored protective lights. You gain +1 bonus to AC, while within 10 feet of you, your allies gain the same bonus. I'm just going to change the formatting there. You've been busy. Well, never mind. In our Discord, in the Hung, Drawn, and Quartered, there is my better Wild Magic table that Chat and I have been working on for the last 3 weeks before this one. Once per round, when you hit a creature with a melee attack, you may use a bonus action to gift a 1d8 to a creature that is friendly to you. This dice may be added to any attack or damage rolls, ability checks, or saving throws. If unused when your rage ends, this dice fades. That basically bardic inspiration. I'm just being a basic bitch and pat drying my chops, then patting salt and pepper on both sides. Hello, Vibing in a Coffin. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Patting salt and pepper on both sides, then flash searing them in olive oil for 5 to 8 minutes. And because these chops are fucking thick. Good. Army, I approve completely. You are making me hungry, and that's mean of you. I'm just going to drink my red wine in quiet. Vibing in a Coffin. Hello, good to see you. Thank you for joining us. We are working on our Wild Magic table. This is a Wild Magic Surge for Wild Magic Barbarians. And I'm just going through it now. This is getting to the tail end. We've increased it from 8 to 20. I haven't deleted anything, but I have added 12 more options, many of them suggested by chat. I'm now going through just to make sure to see if I can see any problems that have occurred. I've got a spiced apple melomel to drink tonight. I did food service for almost 20 years, Josh. Food-based foreplay is my kind of thing. Good to hear. When you enter your rage, you may choose any number of creatures within 30 feet of you. All creatures chosen turn invisible until the end of your next turn. On each of your turns after this, before your rage ends, you may use a bonus action to select a single creature you can see, which turns invisible until the end of your next turn. Which means you can't do it to the same person 2 turns in a row unless you can see invisibility. So you can't just keep one of your allies invisible permanently, but you can on again, off again them. Flowers and vines temporarily grow around you. Until your rage ends, the ground within 15 feet of you... just, again, fix the formatting. Of you is difficult terrain for your enemies. That's pretty cool. A bolt of light shoots from your chest. Another creature of your choice that you can see within 30 feet of you must succeed a con save throw or take 1d6 radiant damage and be blinded until the start of your next turn. Until your rage ends, you can use this effect again on each of your turns as a bonus action. It's pretty cool. Formatting. That's original rules, though. I didn't make that one up. Now after this, they're all me. Or all chat and me. Whenever you hit a creature with an attack before your rage ends, their height decreases by, I think, not 10%. Should we say a foot? 1 foot, not 10%, to a minimum of 6 inches. What's the abbreviation of inches? In, yeah. Ah, yeah, that's better. That's the one I was looking for. Ooh, yeah. Thank you all. All melee damage done by this creature is decreased by 1 every time they shrink. When your rage ends, they return to their original size. over the course... No. They return to their original size. It has to be instantaneously, or pretty much instantaneously. Damn it, Josh. When you said minimum, I heard cinnamon. In Dylan... Yeah. Cinnamon! To a minimum of 6 inches. Oh, yeah, you're right. We don't want it to be to a minimum of 6 feet. 6 inches. Let's say in then, just so... Yeah. Well then, fuck it. If that's correct, I'm gonna use that. Cool. If you had to choose one magic item to be your favorite, which would you pick? Oh! Favorite magic item. Cloak of Displacement, says Terrace. I begin a coffin, thank you very much for the follow, you bloody champion. Avast, matey, you wee scallywag. The Staff of the Forest, I think it's called, or the Staff of the Wildwood. Would be mine, I'd say. Staff of the Woodlands. Staff of the Woodlands. Grey Bag of Tricks is good. The Cloak of Useful Things. Very, very fucking handy. Gloves of Thievery, yeah. Thing is, I'm an inherently lawful character. I'm chaotic lawful, but I'm definitely lawful. Ranger is not. Yeah, I think vibing in a coffin, I would have to say Staff of the Forest, Staff of the Woodlands. I'm gonna go basic and say Deck of Many Things, because it's fun. Yeah. I pay that. The trick is, if you're going for it in real life, a lot of the fun that can create is bad. It's like asking what would be the cantrip. What if you could pick one spell or cantrip that you could cast? Which would it be? And I was like, oh, Firebolt. I'm like, no. Prestidigitation. Or Mending. I would say Mending. I know a lot of people would say Prestidigitation. Or, I mean, I would really like Druidcraft. But again, that's my vibe. I am, like, by inclination a Druid, by training a Bard. Yeah. Prestidigitation for sure. Never have to do laundry again. I know, we've had this both before, Laurite. Yeah. Prestidigitation, yeah, or dishes, absolutely. I just love the suddenly giant elk from the Bag of Tricks. That's completely valid, yeah. I like the notion of awakening creatures with the staff. This is the thing, Staff of the Woodland, 5 charges gets you an awaken. I could wake my dog up. I could explain to her why not to be a dick to the rabbits. I could wake the rabbits up. Explain to them why not to be a dick to my wife. Or each other! Druidcraft for me. And if I chose first level spell, then speak with animals. Hell yeah. Yeah. Katie, I think you and I are similar in this. Yeah. But Mending is a strong option as well, because I am an upcycler. I recycle and upcycle. The TV that is my primary monitor, it's a big one. I found it on the side of the road. Because Australians do this awesome thing where if they don't want something anymore, but it does still work, or it's still kind of good or useful, they throw it on the curb, and somebody else comes and takes it. Find familiar, then I could have more spec. Aww. Don't do that to me, because I now have Ty. The first dog I owned as a grown-up, it was my dog, not my parents' dog or my family's dog, was a little Jack Russell Ridgeback Dingo Cross, called Typhoid. And he got hit by a car about a week before COVID lockdown started. And I miss him a lot, every day. Mine was a Doberman. Druid used Wall of Thorns last session from the staff and tore about a quarter of the skeleton warriors on a ghost ship. Excellent. Yeah, we got Siri 9 months later, I think. And I wouldn't miss it for the world. Sam Size, I would love to be able to cast Druidcraft. Instant happiness every time. Yeah, or knowing the fucking weather. All the dopamine. Yeah. Flowers. I mean, you'd cut your grocery bills down quite significantly. Being able to make plants just happen. Yeah, there's a bunch that... But mending... You'd never have to go to the mechanic again. Hey, Siri. I didn't call you, but I did expect you to come. Hey, Bubba. This is the one we replaced her with. This is my little dopamine. Yes. My Dopamina is an actual nickname we have for her. Dopamina. My little baby. It's so fluffy. She had a bath today. Did not like it. She's actually pretty good about it, though. Anyway, carrying on. Easy. Good distraction there. Good distraction there, vibing in a coffin. One creature of your choice within 60 feet becomes the target of your rage. All your melee attacks against them deal an extra 1d6 plus your proficiency bonus damage until your rage ends. Basically, slightly upgunned Hunter's Mark. Druidcraft telling the weather in Sweden would be like the caster Confused, especially in spring or fall, especially in Scotland. Oh, what did, small daffodil and knowing the jacket to wear. Yeah, valid. Sam's eyes. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, in real life, Ring of Three Wishes, lol, and cantrips obviously message to mess with other people. Message. You are chaotic, vibing in a coffin. Number 12 is a fun one, because one of the 4 options is bad. Whenever you hit a creature with an attack before your rage ends, roll a d4 and apply the correlating result. On a 1, the target must succeed a con save or be stunned, so stunning strike. Kinda neat. But you don't get to choose. On a 2, the target must succeed a charisma save or suffer minus 1d4 to all attack rolls and saving throws until the rage ends. Bane. 3, the target gains resistance to weapon type you are wielding until your rage ends. This does not affect the damage from this strike, but all future ones. Rough. Oh, imagine the fun you could have with cast message in a movie theater during a horror movie. Yeah, chaos reigns. And number 4, if you choose, you may push the creature away from you 10 feet in a straight line. Repelling blast from the Warlock. Number 13, your eyes go black as pitch. Whenever you hit a creature with an attack before your rage ends, deal extra necrotic damage equal to your proficiency mod and gain the same amount in temporary hit points. When you enter rage, gain blind sight to 10 feet but lose the ability to see. When you enter rage, roll a d4 and apply the following effect. This is effectively enhanceability, but we've changed it up a bit. You gain advantage on con checks and saves. You gain 1d12 temporary hit points. This gain increases to 2d12 at level 5, 3d12 at level 11, and 4d12 at level 17. We use the upgrades as from cantrips. The second option, you gain an additional 1d4 damage to all attacks made with strength. This increases to 2d4 at 5, 3d4 at 11, and 4d4 at 17. Same deal. You gain advantage on dex checks and saves. Additionally, your movement, and the reason we didn't do dex checks and saves for the second one, for strength, is that you already have it because you're raging. OP-ness. You reckon? Yeah, let's make Trish more busted. But it's a 1 in 20 chance, Omi. We have fun here. Oh gods, if I had message, I'd not say anything. I'd just quietly whistle that Oranges and Lemons song creepily in their ears in the middle of the night when they're walking to the bathroom. You're messed up, man. We go up a tall building and message people on the street different chaotic things to confuse them. Dex advantage on dex saves. Additionally, your movement increases by 10 feet. And that stacks at level 5, 11, and 17. And you gain advantage on wisdom saves and checks. Additionally, you may add your proficiency bonus to all attack rolls. If you are already proficient, you now have expertise with the weapon until the rage ends. I think it's pretty good. I think none of them are jumping out to me as OP. And a lot of the OP that would be there is balanced out by how unlikely it is. It's a 1 in 20 and it lasts only as long as the rage does. So I think it's pretty good. And I will be making it look nice. It's even less probability because it's a 1 in 20 and then a 1 in 4. Yeah. One of them is a 1 in 20 and then a 1 in 4, and one of them is a 1 in 20 and then every time you hit a 1 in 4. So, yeah. We've got more like 23 options, but 4 of them are very alike. And then one of them is varied, but it happens repeatedly throughout. I think it's pretty balanced, and I will be putting it up in the Discord for anybody who fancies grabbing it. It will be in the hung, drawn, and quartered just as soon as I have made it pretty. There is our Discord there. Or you go evil, tell people that God is talking to them and prove it. Ask anyone if they can hear your voice, then tell them the day of reckoning is coming. Yeah, that's messed up, vibing in a coffin. Well, mateys, it has been an excellent evening recreating with you tonight. Thank you so much for joining me. I am going to go and raid somebody else. You do that too. Yes, there's an awful lot of monsters, all of you. Naughty, very naughty. I'm going to go and raid somebody else now. I think, seeing as we got raided by them on Wednesday last week, I think it'd be good to drop a raid on Winter's Tales. Winter's Tales is playing D&D right now. They are doing their Chronicles of Aelwyn, Season 2, I think probably about Ep 7, Omi? Omi would know, he is one of their moderators. So we will drop a raid on them. Kilobits is also live, yeah? Back to work for you. Yep, Omi, sorry buddy. Let's drop Winter's Tales a raid. Before I go, I've been Josh the Pirate. You can find me here on my channel, Corsairs Cove. 6 or 7. Yeah, I think I saw 5 up on the YouTube. I don't know how behind AJ is on the editing. Yeah, if you enjoyed my face and voice, you can check me out here on my channel, Corsairs Cove, where I run D&D. Good job, you've already done it. Keep doing it, we love it. We have got a game next Monday coming up. That is set in my Humblewood world. There have been over 100 episodes in the Humblewood world at this point. It'll be episode 102 on next Monday. They are currently doing Curse of Strahd, but Humblewoodified, so all the characters are cute little animal people. And starting up in late April will be the Humblewood of Monsters and Magic. So I have 2 campaigns running in the world side to side, back to back. And so the events happen concurrently, which is quite interesting and a nightmare to run. We are also looking at having a Teens in Space game coming up as well. That will be on Wednesday nights in April. So I will be talking to some folks about that. And Kate, if you're interested, I'm up for this. If you've enjoyed my face and voice tonight, but you want to check more of the voice out, you can check out the podcast There Be Dragons, where I play the infamous and deadly pirate Scan Felspar, and his little dragon, Krosh. I wonder if the TBD link still works. Yeah, it does. There you go. Boom. And I can also strongly endorse the good people at Wooten Forge, who made me all of these beautiful things. This is my Wooten Forge dice, my Wooten Forge Adventurer's chest, which they gave me just recently. Wooten Forge create WA's finest handcrafted wooden tabletop accessories, and possibly even beyond WA. Who knows? I don't. I'm not a doctor. This is the Adventurer's chest. It's got little padded bits on the inside. You can fit a whole set of dice in one of these containers, or a decent-sized mini. And the foam holds it nice and gently. Check them out at woodenforge.com/Corsairs Cove. There's a link there in chat. We also have the YouTube. I uploaded an episode today. Yusuf, my puppet from Pupperotica, working on... I like to talk about multi-classes, weird and wild multi-class options that you may not have considered. And Yusuf does a deep dive into a multi-class for a particular... a multi-class you might have considered for a class. This week we looked at a multi-class option for a druid, the druid-monk combo, which is a less common but a very effective combination. Can endorse. So check that out on the YouTube. And we also have all the socials, so please check us out there as well if you have enjoyed this content this evening. We will now go and drop a raid on Winter's Tales, and Karen and I will be back tomorrow night, not Thursday because I have work, as does she actually, for more Dream Daddy Dad Dating Simulator, where we have some just some cool hangs and spread the good vibes. Yeah, see if we can't mac on Hugo, the daddy, the teacher. Yes, do love the Dream Daddy. It is. We were surprised at how good it is. Like, We'd been told it was good. We hadn't been told why it was good. And I think that was why we were surprised. We're like, yeah, if that's your thing, it's good. No. It's written well. It is written really well. And that was genuinely surprising. How well it had been written. Can strongly endorse if you haven't played it already. And there is a Steam Summer Sale on at the moment. I don't know if it's on sale, but the Steam Summer Sale is on. Or Winter Sale, or whatever happening over there at the moment. Might be Spring Sale. Not only that. So yeah, we will go and drop a raid on Winter's Tales now. Throw your favourite raid emotes up in chat. Tell AJ and the gang where you came from. Show them the love like we always do. And hopefully I will see you guys tomorrow or Monday night back here on Corsair's Cove. So, say goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, everyone. Not every... Oh. You could be a trans dad dating a trans man if that's your thing. And it is so understated that it's just considered totally normal, no big deal, made or anything. Stream because it's Tuesday sale. Bye! Guys, thank you so much. See you soon. Say goodbye. Say hi to AJ. Bye, everybody.